Sit on down and pour yourself a glass.
And tune into your favorite podcast.
Where things will be misquoted.
And opinions ain't sugar-coated.
'Cause DJ and Kelly are locked and probably loaded.
Hey guys, welcome to Locked and Probably Loaded After Dark. How you doing? I'm your host, DJ Qualls, and I'm here with my good friend and co-host, Kelly Blackheart. Hey Kelly, what's up?
Hello, we are. This is the latest we've ever recorded anything.
10:49 p.m., bitch.
And why are we
Did you
recording so
freeze?
late? You froze a
You
little bit,
froze
but
to me.
oh, wait, hold
You look
on.
nuts right now. I hope this stays frozen.
Damn it.
I'm sending you this.
Why is my life like this?
So anyway, guys, my name is DJ Qualls. I'm a famous actor that you may or may not know, but if you don't, you landed in the right spot because I'm here to educate you about my life and what I think and how I feel about stuff. You're probably gonna have to redo this again because Kelly's completely frozen, or I could just act her out with the sock puppet, which I may do. I'll be right back. Sit on down and pour yourself a glass indeed. And here we go. Rough and ready, free fun entertainment. Let's do this. I'm still recording. So here we go. Hey Kelly, how you doing? Fine. Anyway, Kelly, how have you been these few days? It's been a hard couple days for me. Crystal meth, you know. Yeah, crystal meth's quite a problem in today's society. But beyond that, how else are you doing? I'm unemployed. A block of cheese costs $7.50. Yes, groceries have gotten really expensive. I feel like we've been lied to, this current administration. They sold us a bill of goods and made us afraid of things that aren't real. Hold on. And there's Kelly again. Hey, Kelly. By
I
the way,
don't know.
I just did 3 minutes by myself, and we're fucking keeping that because it was the best stuff I've ever done in my career.
Hopefully it works. I don't know. Oh, you were doing Mr. Fizzles.
Well, this was you. We talked about your crystal meth problem. We dove deep into some social issues.
Good.
Rough and ready, hot and steady. I like spaghetti. It was fucking dope.
Great.
Anyway, guys, so welcome to the show tonight.
Yeah, I don't really understand what's happening. I'm on my 5G. I show full
And you
bars of
froze again. Have you thought about getting internet that's not from the 1900s? Oh, here we go. Hey, Kelly, have you thought about getting internet that matches today's needs? I thought about it, but it's expensive because I have such a hardcore crystal meth problem. Oh, Kelly, that sounds like you really do need to talk to somebody about that. Um, I love you very much, but as I told you from the beginning when I first met you and started hanging out with you and being your friend, that I'm here for all the good stuff and anything that's complicated or may require any extensive inpatient procedures or treatment. I'm in France washing my hair. So I'm not going to be around for that. But anyway, guys, so lots. Hold on, Kelly's texting me. This is fucking insane. It is insane. Crystal meth is quite a problem. I personally could never understand how you could do a drug that you would make in your bathtub, but live and let live. Anyway, so guys, it looks like I'm going to be doing a solo show tonight. So here's where my life has been recently. I was just in Toronto for a minute. Kelly's going to try to restart our computer. I was in Toronto doing the Creation Supernatural show. It was a good time. I left LA and I left my house at 5 a.m. and got to Toronto 19 hours later at 3 a.m. because American Airlines is a shit show right now, and I can't quit them. Much like the two guys from Brokeback Mountain. American Airlines, I can't quit you because I'm so close to my million miler, and it's sort of a pride thing at this point. But so I get there to the airport, everything's going fine. And I really think this is a confluence of things. And I know that people who will listen to this and hear one thing, you've got Trump derangement syndrome. No, here's the thing. He has systematically destroyed every one of our systems that we have in place. For example, airlines are no longer responsible to give you any sort of Kelly's back with us, but I'll finish this thought. Airlines are no longer responsible to give you any sort of compensation when they're on a delay like 6 hours. So that behooves them to not fucking care. And in addition to that, if it's not an airline direct problem, it is an air traffic control problem. They're understaffed. All of this is systematic are from the Trump administration. Taking away consumer protections allows corporations to do whatever the fuck they want to you. And then you compound that with the fact that there's not enough air traffic controllers. They gutted it. They didn't want a black woman or a guy in a wheelchair or whatever directing air traffic control. And so now we are all in this mess together. And I'm experiencing it in real time. And here's who knows? Maybe it's not Kelly's shitty internet. Maybe it's not the lack of fiber optic cables in her neighborhood. Maybe it's fucking Donald Trump. Who knows?
I would
And
believe
anyway,
that.
Kelly's back with us, and I am committed to this show for several reasons. This is my truth, and we're sharing our view of the world and fun stuff too, and what's happening in real time. And what's happening in real time is what just happened, and we will use everything.
Yeah, I just hope that it all fucking uploads.
I'm in
I
7
don't
minutes. I think mine will because it's being recorded on my computer.
Yeah, I that's what I just don't understand. Apparently, the internet doesn't work at night here. The extra internet that I've purchased. It's like,
Well, here's the thing. I also have a theory about this because periodically I'll be up late doing something or get home late, and I've tested this. My speeds are lower at night. I think and this is late at night. I think it may be, for all we know, it's a cost saving method from internet providers to lower resources late at night because they feel like fewer people are using them, and also they don't fucking care.
or it maybe everything's throttled at night because everybody's at home watching porn.
But yeah, but not not late night. I'm talking this happens. My internet regularly goes out at 1 o'clock in the morning,
Oh,
and I've checked and there's no service update.
that's weird.
Um, yeah.
It feels like it already feels like it's working better than it was. I restarted my computer, so let's just pray for not we'll hope for the best. Did you tell them that we just got home from dinner?
No, I was telling them about my stuff, Kelly. So
Well, you were
well, so
at dinner.
Kelly's rejoined the show, so let's pick up in current events. So, I just told you I was in Toronto. I told you about my airline problems. We talked about what I think the Trump administration has actually done to airline travel in the modern era. And I have a few days back in Los Angeles, to prepare for ba-da-ba-da-da-da-da-da, our trip to Mexico, where we're leaving day after tomorrow. Today is Tuesday. This episode comes out tomorrow, Kelly?
No,
Or
this
the
will come
next
out.
Yeah, we're
This will
we're
come out
one
while
ahead,
we're
right?
in Mexico.
Yeah, we're one ahead right now because we know ourselves well enough. We have a fantasy of recording clips during our trip that we're going to string together as a Come to Mexico, episode with us, but we also know ourselves well enough to know it's best to, work ahead.
Yes,
But
yes.
this is the most current we have ever been in the history of our show, and hopefully we remain on this track because we record in our own time. The drawback to that is that Kelly has internet from the early 1800s, and I, although am thin and gorgeous and youthful, am impatient. But anyway, welcome to the show, Kelly. So tonight, so we have a friend Billy, our friend Billy and Kim. They are our bartenders, and they are a couple. We've talked about this in the past. Billy started working there, and Kim's been my long-term friend, and she and Billy had a "who's the boss" relationship forever. Like, she was in love with him, but she didn't wanna tell him, and then she would be like, "He just touched my hand," and this went on for 2
God.
years. Finally, the point
I
I was like,
remember the
"Just
days
do it
before they were
already."
dating, and it was a will they, won't they type
Yeah.
situation.
It was a
Really
will they, won't they, and then a who the fuck they care they. And then if they don't they, I'm gonna kill us all in a murder-suicide pact. But anyway, they're together and they're a lovely couple. And Billy's mother is in this week from Cleveland, where Billy is from. He's from the Cleveland area, and his mother has adopted me as her own child. She calls me her other son. I love her very much, Elaine. I love you. And so we got to go out to dinner with him tonight at one of my favorite places, which is a sushi joint called Kiwami. And Kelly had never been there before.
Yeah. Yeah, you've been talking about Kiwami for a while, which is very ironic because you don't eat fish.
Yeah. Mhm.
Um, but
I
so
eat all this other stuff though.
yeah. Um, so yeah, it was fantastic. I, of course, got my spicy tuna crispy rice, which is literally like if I'm going to sushi, I don't want to go to a place that doesn't have this because that is the one thing that I want. Everything else is like I'll try things and I enjoy it or whatever, but like that's my dish.
Yeah.
And apparently this is the place that invented it or brought it to the market, and it
I
was
didn't realize
delicious.
that.
That's what Kim was saying, so,
So the
I did not fact
guy
check
who
it.
owns Kiwami, his name is Katsuya. He's a sushi master, and he owns like a place called two places called Kiwami. One's in the valley near us. It was his first place, and the second one is a like a flagship, over the top, expensive, looks like a premiere every night in front of it, place called Kiwami in Hollywood. And he sold off a lot of that group and kept his two pet places, and wants his original down the street, and then his more affordable, meaning that dinner for 4 or 6 will cost you $400 to $600. But it is good, fresh stuff, and the people there could not be. There's no snooty part of this experience.
No, when we first got there, because that's what I was wondering too. I'm like, "Oh, do I have to dress nice for this?" Because I knew it was a Katsuya restaurant. And what I know of Katsuya is, like, it's a m more uppity bougie. Hey, Mr. It's Fizzles, right? It's Mr. Fizzles? Somebody commented on a TikTok that I posted the other day. I was, like, videoing a squirrel that was eating on the scaffolding outside my house, and they were like, "Dean Winchester, is that you?" And I was like, "Are you talking about me or the squirrel?" And they were like, hello, the squirrel. You should know that if you're a Supernatural fan." And I was like, "Oh, I've never watched it."
No,
I
I'm doing that just in case, your video doesn't come through and you're only audio, so you could just loop that in to be
Perfect.
you the whole time.
Yeah.
Because Mr. Pickles was you while you were
Okay.
experiencing difficulties.
I was just making sure it was Fizzles instead of Frizzles,
It's
because I was
fizzles.
thinking Miss Frizzle from Magic School Bus.
Yeah, that's not something you want to mess up in the Supernatural fandom.
I
Don't
know,
post
I'm like,
you argue.
that's why I wanna be correct. Um, anyway, there were people there when we first got there, like, fully in sweats. When we were about to leave, there was a group of 4, like, I wanna say teenagers or maybe very early 20s. They were on a double date, and they all walked in, all of them wearing the most amount of perfume and cologne that they could possibly wear.
Do you
And
want to
Kim
go
and
make coffee with girls? Let's go to Kwame. Put on 4 bottles of cologne and let's go there.
No,
That's
but
my buddy Abdul.
they weren't older Armenian dudes, they were
This
young
is
peop
a racist. Audi. Abdul is Saudi. He
but
wears,
that's the same voice you do for Armenian dudes.
and it's because I'm not adept at
Uh,
accent. Actually, I'm really
yeah.
good at them.
But anyway, lovely dinner. Shout out to Billy because he
Paid the check.
paid for everybody, which was crazy. But it was a really good time. We also this morning okay, so we went to the movies at 9 o'clock this morning, and
I got in last night at, like, what, 9:30, 10? I
no, 7:30.
It felt like 9:30, 10 to me. Well, my watch said it was 9:30, 10 because it was still set on
Oh, you're
East
on
Coast.
Toronto time, yeah.
And then I fell asleep immediately when I got home, but because of the time difference and jet lag, I woke up at 4 o'clock in the morning,
Ew.
and then fell asleep at, like, 7, and then I'm like at 8:30, my alarm woke me up to go to the movies early, and I'm like, I don't know who to be mad at, Kelly for suggesting it or me for agreeing to it, so I was
Okay,
just mad at
well,
both of us.
wait a second. I wouldn't have normally suggested a 9 o'clock movie, but you said that
Yeah,
there
but
were
who suggested a 9 o'clock movie? Was it me? I'm just
well,
asking
okay,
for a
but
friend.
why did I okay, let's talk about the details. You said there are 2 movies that you wanna see before we
Yeah.
go to Mexico because they will be out of the theaters by the time we get back, and you said, "I will kill myself if I don't see these movies." And originally we had like
That sounds
all
a
of
little
these
strong
things.
for me.
Yeah. All of these things that we were supposed to do today, like we were going to record earlier, and we were originally supposed to go to dinner and a show tonight. And so it was getting all of these things done in the morning and then hopefully coming home to like take a little nap before we did all the rest of the stuff. And so we were going to see Gail, what is it? Gail Doherty and the celebrity hall pass, something like that. So that was the way the timing worked out is the only way we could see them both is if we did those times. And then it ended up that like all of our plans ended up changing. So by the time we're at the movies, it's like, oh, we actually didn't need to be here at 9 a.m. But whatever. That was a very interesting movie. It was. What did you
Yeah.
think of it?
I thought it was uh the kind of humor that a 55-year-old man thinks is cutting edge. And then I realized it was written by a 55-year-old man, and there's nothing wrong with 55-year-old man. I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is allow somebody who exists in the current comedy realm, or to proofread your script before you make it, because there's a lot of funny things that were, it's a little farcical, and I get that, and I like that. Like, I love Stop That Train, but Stop That Train was a farce or a spoof of those type of movies in a way where the jokes didn't feel aged. The
Yeah,
jokes felt a little aged for me.
I think what I had said to you right afterwards is once I realized that it was like meant to be a little satirical and farcical and all that stuff, I was able to enjoy it more. But initially I didn't know that going into it. And I was like, oh my God, the writing's a little clunky. Like what's
Here's the
the
thing, the writing is clunky because
yeah.
it is not it's because it's so if you're going to do something that is farcical and that it's a heightened reality, the best way to sell that is by jokes that don't feel like you've heard them before.
Yeah.
And this was the type of humor that felt recycled. And I won't say hacky because I think that's mean, because I think hacky is lazy, but I felt like this was without an outside voice. And every creator, I really believe, needs an outside voice. Like, even like my buddy Andrew, who did King of Black Goo, the movie that we have currently festivaling and that won the Avant-Garde Award, or the
Oh, yeah,
Vanguard
we
Award.
we never talked about that.
Yeah, yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Congratulations to Andrew. And we've gotten several conventions, several festival invitations off the back of that.
Amazing.
And the movie's legitimately good, and I'm so proud of it. It's um Hollywood tries to make us think the movie is not commercial because it's a romantic comedy, but for the black-hearted. And I don't think that Hollywood has the bandwidth to understand that that's such a profound, a huge audience.
Yeah.
Like, everything can't be 13 dresses. There's places for 13 dresses. There's places for all of that stuff. But I think the audience's tastes have advanced.
Yeah.
We like edgier things. We like things that tell us the truth. Um, like, I throw up black goo on somebody for a good minute and 20 seconds. And it's completely believable and plausible within the confines of the world that we've created. And a minute and 10 seconds of throwing up this black goo on this person wouldn't work. Needed that minute and 30 seconds or 20 seconds or whatever it was. We needed that extra time.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm really hoping that the industry starts realizing that all of these like more independent films and things that are kind of like bucking the system and our existing IP and stuff like that. It's like that's what the audience is craving. It's like like especially with the advent of AI and people being able to make their own shit, which they're just regurgitating old ideas. It's like we're getting really bored of people not thinking outside of the box,
well, the
which I
problem
will
is
give. Go
the
ahead.
inherent problem is this. It's not that people aren't making these movies. The inherent problem is this. Hollywood.
Yeah.
So every major film festival, Sundance, um, South by Southwest, all have deals with streamers. So before even submissions, they accept submissions. They look for low budget movies from streamers that they're pitching as independent films to invite in those slots where your movie would screen. So true independent film, true voices are that now have online components where they're not screening
Yeah.
live. They're screening on an online portal so they can kowtow to the people who are ultimately going to pick the movie up, which that was decided before they even submitted to the festival because they have deals
Yeah.
with the festival. It's
Yeah.
so corrupt and so gross. And but here's the thing, it just is. And when something just is, and you still want to get your voice heard or participate in that sphere, you have to just acknowledge what is and do this. Now watch this, motherfuckers. We want to do this more than you want us not to do it. So we will find a way, and we're
Yeah.
finding a way. And this is
Yeah.
a really good exercise for us as a company. It's our company's first movie. We're incredibly proud of it. We worked our asses off on it. And now that people are seeing it, they are telling us that it's good. But here's what Hollywood does, and here's what agents do, and here's what brokers who sell films do. Everybody has the same narrative. Well, it's not commercial enough to make us doubt the validity of our story and the fact that it's entertaining. Try to get us to sell it to online portals so they can show it in 4 new movies each week, and it'll be in the top 10, and then 2 weeks later, you don't even fucking remember seeing that movie. We will not allow the amount of effort and time and creativity that goes into one of our projects to be bought and spat out and then forgotten.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. It's depressing as fuck to think about. Like, and also, w- who decides what is commercial? And as we've talked about plenty of times before, it's men in suits that are like running numbers and shit like that. They're not creatives at all, and it's like, how out of touch with the general public are you?
Well,
Which
they're
in
also
most
relying
cases,
strictly on algorithms. The show The
yeah,
Burrows, which
100%.
was a cast with veteran older actors. My good friend Alfred Woodard was in it. So many amazing Gina Davis is in it, so many great actors, and everybody who saw it loved it. It was in the top 10 shows for weeks and weeks and weeks, but the algorithm says it's not tenable, so it was canceled without the intervention of human experience thought because the people who read the algorithms are not creative. They have masters of business administration from
Yeah,
Harvard.
yeah,
And so that's where we are as a society in every aspect of our lives. Decisions are being made for us, not for our own good or what we want. And here's the thing, they don't care what we want. It's not what we consume and how we spend our money is they don't give a fuck what we feel about where our money goes. They do this. These are the only ways to get entertainment. This is the only way to get electricity. This is the only way to get your garbage picked up. This is the only way to get cable or
get
internet or
internet.
whatever it is. All of the antitrust stuff, all of the monopoly stuff is a thing of the
Yeah,
past.
yeah,
I live in a multi-unit building in Los Angeles, and we don't get choice of waste collection like our garbage. We have an LA trash monopoly that was decided on by LA Council independently of us without a vote. And there is no other option for our building other than this company called Waste Management. The problem with that is they decide how to fine us, and they do it often
yeah,
and for the fucking weirdest reasons. We're not allowed to recycle bottle caps. They're made of plastic. Do you know why? Because it gums up their machines. So they're willing to throw away tons and tons and tons of plastic because they don't want to retrofit their machines to accommodate us, even though we pay them without
right.
choice.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like, well, what are you gonna do about it? You can't do
Yeah,
anything. So
yeah, well,
fuck it.
what
Like,
are you gonna do about it, you skinny fag? You're gonna come over here and try to put your bottle caps into our machines. You know what we'll do? We'll fuck you up. We'll send ice to your house and shoot you and do a bunch of other stuff. And and then I'll be like this. Well, okay, fine. It's okay if I'm hard while this is happening because it's kind of turning me on. Like fucking pepper spray me and call me bitch. Like there's no room for any of that, and I don't
yeah.
like it.
And that's
You
why
can't.
we've been screaming from the rooftops about all these companies where it's like everything is now owned by 4 fucking companies because the illusion of choice is what we're dealing with right now. It's like, yeah, we have, of course, when you go to the grocery store, you think you're looking at thousands of different products that you can choose from, but ultimately they're all from 4 different companies and they're using the same recipes and all that stuff. Every independent company that gets bought by one of these big corporations ends up turning to shit, and we have no recourse for it. There's not like, and also it's like I don't really blame the small companies because they're getting these massive buyouts, and it's like, you
Of
know
course.
what? Sell out if that's what you need to do. But
Kelly, if a man
ultimately,
showed up here tomorrow and did this, "I'll give you $20 million, never talk to Kelly Blackheart again," I would find a way to send you notes. But bye, bitch. I
yeah,
totally
and I
understand it.
wouldn't blame you.
The problem is this: our country, like, look at maggots, look at MAGA. Make America Great Again. We started out with no taxation without representation, right? We fought a war over it. And then we don't tread on me stuff. I'll get treat me like a human. Allow me to have a say so in this because I'm paying into the system. I'm an American citizen. And now it's like, can you not fuck me without my permission? And now it's like this. Okay, I'll let you fuck me sometimes, but can sometimes I decide if you fuck me or not? And now it's like this. Well, it's gonna fuck you anyway, and there's nothing you can do about it. That's where we are. And I here's the thing: I don't like getting fucked all the time without my permission. And I just not have 1 out of 10 times to do like this. Hey, can you not fuck me right now? I'm trying to watch Below Deck. No, there's no room for any of that anymore. And you've gone too far. And this is how revolutions actually start.
Yep.
Like, it's like you've pushed us, pushed us, pushed us. I have eyes. I know for a fact that a Butterfinger used to be this big and now it's that big. And you're lying to me and telling me that it's still the same size? Fuck you. You've gone too far. Let's
Yep.
get rakes and hoes, like not the paid for ones, but the ones you use in the garden, and some torches, and we got to go down there. We're going to have to fucking go down there at some point, Kelly. And
Yeah.
everyone's feeling it, no matter what side of the aisle that you are on. When people cannot afford to live anymore, and it's happening right now in real time, they're going to get very mad. And I just hope that we haven't sold ourselves so far down the river by that point that we don't know how to organize.
Totally. And one of the most disconcerting things for me is when you see people complaining about this shit online, you get these like bootlicker comments. And I know some are bots, but some of them are real people. And I got into an argument with somebody on TikTok the other day because somebody had made a video of like Lay's had done a promotion. It's like buy 2 bags, get 3 free or something like that. And they're like, how does
The
this
bags
math
cost
work?
$47 a piece.
Yeah. They're like, "How does this math work?" And I was like, "Well, it's because all of the bags are only a 1/3 full, so they make
Yeah.
up for it in the end," or something like that. And somebody, like, earnestly responded to me. It's like, things are sold by weight, fucking genius." And I was like, "Okay." Like, I've been grocery shopping for 30 plus years. Like, I haven't, before 10, I wasn't shopping in the grocery store. I understand that there's weights on bags, but you have to understand that corporations have been undercutting those weights for years now, at
Well, the
least.
weights are there are weights on bags. The bags are the same size. The weights are actually lower. It's
Yeah,
Googleable. Like,
yeah,
just look up Lay's potato chips over the years, and they will show you the bag remains the same size, but the potato chips, the weight is different. Um,
but even when you have boxes that say, "This pack like, this value pack of Oreos is meant to have 100 Oreos in it," people are going through and counting how many Oreos come in this thing, and it's less than. They're weighing their produce when they get it. It's less than the weight listed on the thing because the corporations are going, "What the fuck are they gonna do about
Even if they just give you 2 Oreos and only have 1 side to them, they're winning because
it?"
one-sided Oreos times a billion is
Right.
$100 million.
And it's
Yeah.
just like, can we at least as a society stop fucking arguing for corporations? Like, we should all be pissed about this every single time we get shortchanged. I don't care if a company is shortchanging me a couple cents every time I make a transaction. That adds up over the thousands of transactions that they do every day, and that is free money in their pocket. That is our fucking money, and
And
I
it
don't
encourages
understand why people
them
aren't pissed.
and it encourages them to do it, and our administration has systematically taken away our consumer protections by literally closing down the Consumer Protection Agency. There now is no place to go to get, and that's what I was talking about when you were gone handling your I was like, everything that's happened, it sounds like Trump derangement syndrome, and that's what maggots love to say, but the reality is this: there is a systematic thing that's been happening where, like, the reason why flights are so delayed right now is because there's no penalty to pay for it to consumers. They don't have to do it anymore. The Trump administration literally did away with era um, penalties. They're
Yeah.
gone. So you don't have to do anything. And
Yeah.
it used to be just like what you would have to be like, well, it was weather, but there was a plane problem. And now it's not their fault at all. So what that makes them do is this. "Oh, it doesn't matter to us. We don't care about if you get where you're going. We don't care if you're sleeping in the airport." And you combine that with the lack of air traffic controllers. So it's like I told Kelly when I came back from Toronto yesterday, it was it felt like travel in the olden days. Both my flights were on time, and
Yeah,
there were
I
enough
was shocked,
TSA agents
truly.
TSA agents, and there was enough air traffic controllers that day to get me where I was going, and everything ran as it was supposed to. So I went out there, and it took me 19 hours from 5 o'clock in the morning my time to 3 o'clock in the morning their time to from portal to portal for a flight that is 6 hours long.
Right, yeah.
But it all worked out in the right direction as it should be on the way home. And I was like, I know. And what made me sad about that was that I loved it, and it made me thankful that I experienced a time in history where people had to do what they said they would do based on the money you spent for them to do it.
It's like
But
nostalgia. You're like, "Oh,
in
this
real
is what it used to feel like."
it's
Yeah.
nostalgia from 5 years ago, and
Yeah.
and then it made me very sad because I was like, "Well, this is how it works." You get beaten down to the point where every part of your life is eroded. The quality of every part of your life is eroded. You're making less money, but you're working harder. So then you just at some point do this. I give up. I'll be mad all the time, like, or maybe I'll just do less. Maybe maybe it's not worth taking this job in another city. Maybe I'll just stay home.
It's a similar, like, allegory to being in a toxic relationship where, you know, you are with somebody where you're not used to getting a full meal, so you're thankful for getting scraps. Where
Yeah.
it's like, "Oh my god, thank you for your leftovers. That's so nice of you." Like, that's how it feels right now. Like, we have a diarrhea parasite happening right now because the CDC is, like, fucking
There's 4
dismantled,
people that work
essentially.
there, and 3 of them don't believe that and 3 of them are like, "You know what we should do? We should bring back bloodletting." I think all these people are hysterical women, and we need to poke holes in their heads because I think they have too much blood pressure. Like
Yeah,
that these are the people that are now in charge of our disease and virus control.
yeah. Did we talk about Lindsey Graham, going,
Okay,
down south?
okay, I don't want to be on public record celebrating Lindsey Graham's death. Here's what I will say. Lindsey Graham was a closeted homosexual who sold himself because he hated himself, and the men who he wanted to accept him, he was whatever they needed him to be. He licked Donald Trump's ass after years of calling him what he was, um, and then changed his tune, and now he's dead at 71. And the thing is, my response is this: "Girl, bye. You are a traitor. If there is a hell, you are there because you're a bigot and a fucking liar, and you hired male prostitutes, and we all know that you did. But I'm not celebrating."
I definitely didn't text him when I found out at 12:30 AM on Saturday, whatever night, and he definitely didn't respond at 4 AM his time being like, "What a great text to wake up to."
And then this before I went back to sleep. Hold, please. This is the value of our Patreon. Kelly, stop texting me so goddamn much. Um, hold on. Wait, photos. I definitely didn't text her back this. That's my dick. Hold on. Where did it go?
What's so funny is that I know what you're talking about. You sent me a meme that said,
This.
Girl, bye."
Brandy. Girl,
Uh,
bye. Yes, she
what
ran over some people and on the 405, and they probably didn't get much retribution financially or justice wise. But this meme, was it worth a couple of dead people? I don't know. I'm just here to tell facts, not making any judgments. Lindsay, but here's what I always said about Lindsay Lohan. If it quacks like a duck,
Lindsey Graham,
acts
not
like a
Lindsay
duck.
Lohan.
Yeah. Sorry, Lindsey Graham. If it quacks like a duck, it looks like a duck. and it talks like this, it's probably a closeted homosexual who voted against his own well-being and my own rights.
You know what's so funny and shows my, low self-esteem is that so you had said, like, "What a great text to roll over and read," or something like that, and I was like, "I'm honored to be your Paul Revere tonight," and then you sent "Girl, bye," and I thought that that was for me, but I still
Jesus
laughed.
Christ. Kelly.
I mean, it's not like you wouldn't.
Not for that. It also, do you know what time it was in
It was,
wherever
like,
I
almost
was?
4 AM. I was shocked to get a
Yeah,
response from you, yeah.
and I work.
Well, I know that's like, I didn't think that you were, like, responding to that specific text with the "Girl, bye," but I thought you were, like, just going back to sleep. I after I reread it the I think it was yesterday, I was like, "Oh, yeah, that was definitely about Lindsey Graham," but, like, in the
I've
moment
never sent you a girl by, that girl by thing. I've sent you this. "Molly, you in danger, girl." That's what I've sent you. I've never sent you a girl
I
by.
love
Girl
that,
by
yeah,
is reserved to this ki for these
sassy,
types of scenarios.
yeah. Um, so while
Keep
you
talking.
were gone,
Yeah?
wait, what?
Keep
Where'd
talking.
you say you're going?
I hear you.
Okay. While you were gone, so the guy that I went and did the short film for, Alan Maldonado, he's a great actor. He was in Blackish, The Last OG. He's like just I want to get you two together. I really think you guys would get along so well. But he had a party at his house on Saturday night and sent me the invite, and I was like, I don't like all of the people that I would normally ask to go with me are out of town. You were out of town, Scott was in Santa Barbara, Jack was on tour, like anybody that I could bring with me. Stan is in Minnesota. I was like, do I really like do I want to go to a party by myself? And I wasn't gonna go. And then Kether uh was texting me. She's like, "Are you going to Allen's on Saturday night?" And I was like, "Okay, if she's gonna go, like I'll go and I'll chat with her because, I I want to establish a relationship with her." So I ended up going and I'm also just like I don't love small talk. I I I like people once I can like get to know them and actually have deep conversations, but small talk is really hard for me. So being at a party where you don't know anybody, I don't love. But anyway, I went there and there were two things that happened. One of them I thought was so fucking wholesome. So there were these two, like towards the end of the night, um, uh we had the TV on. There were like six people left. The Netflix screensaver was on, and that new shipwreck documentary was up. And Alan was like, "I would never go on a cruise, blah blah blah." And I was like, "Oh, I've recently become a cruise person, blah blah blah." And he was asking me about it, and I was like, "Oh yeah, my friend did a supernatural convention on a cruise, and so I went with him and blah blah blah." And so there's two guys that are his friends, and so imagine like two of the most built black dudes that you can imagine, like muscles on muscles. They're wearing muscle tanks,
I'm
just like
familiar.
they could fucking beat the shit out of anybody. And one of the guys is like, "Wait, what?" And I was like, "Oh, not like supernatural, like ghosts, like the TV show." And he's like, "Yeah, yeah." He's like, we watched it multiple times." And I was like, "Oh, wait, so you know Garth?" And they're like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Yeah, that's one of my best friends." And they're like, "No way!" Like they were so excited.
Nice.
A and I was like it was so cute 'cause I I again, I don't know a ton about Supernatural. I, like, feel like I understand the fan base a little bit because I've been to some conventions and I know our listeners here, but it's like they just didn't fit what I thought the fan base would be, and so it was like they're the nicest guys ever, by the way. Shane and Chris, shout out to them. They'll never hear this, but, like,
Understanding well.
they're just the sweetest dudes, but I just was not expecting them to be supernatural guys, so I thought that that was, like, such a wholesome moment. Uh,
Supernatural is everything, anywhere, all at once or whatever. Like, it's surprising the amount of people who's in that show. I mean, when
yeah,
something's on the air for 15 years and then streams all over the place still, it catches.
yeah, like, yeah, they're huge fans, and then there was a moment that made me, like, really really happy that I don't date anymore, just because I realized how weird I'll let myself be around men now that I genuinely do not give a fuck what men think about me in public, so I just say the most weird shit or do random things. But there was a guy there, he did the music composition for the short film, and he was also kind of there by himself, and so he and I were chatting for a long time, like, super great conversationalist, really, really enjoyed talking to him, and we were talking about music, and he brought up Miles Davis, and I immediately go, "If peeing your pants is cool," and he stops me, he's like, "Wait, what?" And I was like, "Yeah, if peeing your pants is cool, consider me Miles Davis." And he's like, What are you doing?" And I didn't realize that he's far younger than me and did not know the movie reference I was doing. And I was like, "Oh God, you gotta not be such a fucking weirdo in front of other people." Um, it, but it was like one of those things where I'm like, "Oh no, if I had been like in this conversation, like, oh, an attractive guy, I'm talking to him or whatever, and I do this fucking weird thing, it would have crushed me." So I was thrilled that I had
You're
retired from
glad that your
dating.
path has led you to a place of
Yeah.
non-trust.
'Cause, like, I
Um,
didn't feel any shame about it whatsoever, but I'm like, there is a time that I would have gone home and really thought about this
we
situation.
lived that for years and years and years. Okay,
Yeah.
I would be remiss not to mention that Miles Davis, regardless of his musical contribution in his life, was an absolute piece of shit. He was a domestic abuser. He beat the fuck out of his wife, Cicely Tyson. Um, I know that it's hard to separate people from their
Never
accomplishments
been a fan of him.
in their entertainment, but it just now that I know this, and it's not hearsay, it's real.
Yeah.
Um, beat the fuck out of Cicely Tyson and his other wife. Um,
Fuck you, Miles Davis.
fuck you, Miles Davis. Fuck anybody who thinks they can beat on a woman and get away with it. I hope that every motherfucker who's ever lived, whose name we know, who has marginalized anybody, that at some point we all as a collective species can be like this. You know what? Fuck you.
Yeah, speaking of that, the same night of the party, like, part of the party was the UFC fights, and you know me, I'm, like, very averse to violence, that shit
Who was
freaks me out,
this?
and I don't wanna watch it.
This Saturday?
Um,
This Saturday?
w Saturday, yeah.
Oh, right.
So it was Conor McGregor versus some guy, I don't remember.
The guy with the
Um,
tiny guy who has the guy that called out, that said that, Michelle Obama was a man, right?
no, I don't think it was him.
Not him?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, let me look
Uh,
up.
but anyway, so Conor
Conor
McGregor
McGregor's
and
great.
this other guy is the main event. And so, everybody's waiting all day for this main event, and it starts, and within a minute of the first round, Conor McGregor blows out his knee, and everybody is and I'm sitting there clapping, I was like, "Yes! Good! Fuck that piece of shit. Fuck Conor McGregor." The
It
fact that
was
he's
Max
even
Holloway.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Um
that's a different
I was
guy.
I
Apologies.
couldn't watch they kept doing, like, replays and slow-mos and all that stuff, and I was just
No,
like,
I don't and you know
I
how I
don't
feel about broken
yeah,
bones. I don't like them. I don't wanna hear
yeah.
about any of it.
I didn't watch any of it, so I didn't see it. All I know is that the fight ended within a minute of the first round, and I was like, "Man, all of these people that probably bet so much money on this, or even just paid for the pay-per-view of this, like,
Good.
yeah, fuck you, Conor McGregor. Fuck
And all
you,
the
piece
Irish
of
people out
shit."
there going, fucking Conor McGregor, fucking potato famine, just trying to feed me lads."
Yeah.
All the fights that probably like, not only Conor McGregor, are you an Irish rapist hero, you also cost people $100 and
Yeah,
didn't get
yeah.
a reach around.
Which ironically is the reason that people are gonna be pissed at him now, not because he's done all these fucking horrible things, but because they cost him $100.
Yeah, but here's the thing, I'll take it where I can get it,
Yeah,
and
you know what?
it
We're not
it's
picky.
so it's so funny, like, how we expect justice to come often doesn't arrive in that form, but when
Yep.
it does, it's important to realize it, and also even in things that are personal to me, sometimes I'll feel like an injustice has happened to me and be upset about that injustice and feel either like I've been disrespected is not a verb, but I can't think of the other another. I've been the object of disrespect, or I've been mistreated. But then in hindsight, I'll realize that it's altered my feelings about that situation where I'm no longer hurt when that happens again. For example, this was a long way to say this. Fucking Scrubs asked me to read for a 4-line part on the reboot. I am friends with Donald Faison. This is not a hard part to do. It is 4 fucking lines and 2 scenes. I'm working. And I was on the original iteration of Scrubs the first time it was on the air, and it was an offer. And so these motherfuckers have Google. If they want to see that, if have I fallen apart or what I look like, any of that, but no, you must read. So I read um after with 4 hours of sleep in the middle of the day. Samantha Smith did it. She had a hard cold and a quiet entry, like
Yeah.
vestibule overlooking a public street, and they're probably not going to cast me in it. But what it did was, and originally I was like, cool, this doesn't fit my schedule. I think it's unfair to ask me to read for something that you know that I could do anyway. They already told me it doesn't pay anything. And so but I did it out of some sort of sense of over gratitude of inclusion, which I'm still trying to shake about just in every aspect
Interesting.
of my life. And
Yeah.
so after I did it and sent it away, I was like, fuck you guys. Like,
Yeah.
you guys. And then I knew this was a relatively small incident in the whole history of my career, but it was the one that really caught my attention because there's literally no reason why I would love to I would love to talk to the producer who was like, well, yes, I would love to know his thinking in this thing.
Yeah.
Um, because I couldn't figure it out and it bothered me. And then after I did it, like a day later, I'm like, you could have left this on red. You could have left this on fuck you guys and
Yeah.
then not be stressed about it the whole day. And then now not get your feelings hurt. The fact that they may not cast you in this.
Yeah.
It's just so like
Well, Bill
I
Lawrence often responds to me on Twitter. I can ask him, but I doubt that it would have been him because he
who?
always seen Bill
Adam Lawrence?
Lawrence.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I doubt that it would have been him demanding that.
Here's the thing. I guarantee you the people who are real decision makers on the show had no idea about any of
Totally.
this. Like the
Yeah.
creators, the actors who are executive producers have no idea about this. It's some arbitrary thing. And I know this happens ad nauseum to everybody. And it happens to me, but it didn't feel actionable until this incident where I'm just like this. Why are you
Yeah.
participating in this? And I liken that back to this. The fact that you can cognitively know that Conor McGregor, if you're a fan, you're an Irish guy, UFC fan, can cognitively know that it's been proven in a court of law that Conor McGregor did this stuff or whatever, and still go along with it. And but the rub was you just cost me $100 of my hard earned money at a time, and I don't have $100 to spend. And my point is this: it doesn't matter when it happens or how it happens,
Yeah.
as long as at
As long as
some
it happens.
point there's a voice in your head that does this. Why am I going along with this? Why am I ignoring all of this bad behavior that never benefits me, that actually makes me look like not a great guy because I don't speak out against it? And so that one moment you do this, fuck you
Yeah.
hoes, fuck
Yeah.
all you hoes.
And that's
Yeah,
why anybody who defects from Trump right now, it's like I have my own internal feelings about that. Like, okay, none of this other shit mattered to you, but now that the cost of gas is high or groceries is high, you care. But I'm never going to be the one commenting on people's videos being like, what the fuck is this? Because it's like, okay, welcome to the fold. Like
yeah.
I
Here's the
can
thing though,
have my own feelings without
but I'll
shoving them down your throat.
but I'll think it. So
Yeah.
I will think, you dumb
Yeah.
motherfucker. But here's the
Yeah.
thing though, but to say it negates your own ne negates your own it's against your own benefit. So the benefit all of us is to wake up and be like, "We're being subjugated. This motherfucker has done 5,700 stock trades and since he got the presidency. His own sons both did like $1 billion investment in a fucking weapons manufacturing company that just got a giant. This was 2 days ago. So the thing is this: I don't care what. I don't care if it takes Conor McGregor to hurt his leg in the first 30 seconds of a thing, and you're mad about the $100. As long as it is the spark, it is the spark that does this. Wait a second. Conor McGregor just cost me a lot of money, and I hear he's a rapist. And
Yeah.
there's a senator right now who's trying to take away women's rights to vote. Like, that's happening also in real time. I don't
In
care how you come to the party
in
as
this
long as
scenario, yeah, in this scenario, instead of it's not about the destination, it's about the journey, it's not about the journey, it's about the destination. I
yeah,
don't care how you get here, just get here and get here
because it's
quick.
like this.
Yeah.
I don't care how you get here, just get here if you can. That's it. That's Anita Hill, I think. Um,
All right, guys, we will see you next week. We're gonna attempt to try to do some episodes in Mexico, but no guarantees. You can
what
find
do you
us
think that's
on
gonna
social
look like?
media. You can find us on social media at loadedpod. Send us an email, probably loadedpod@gmail.com. Join our Patreon for episodes a week early with video, and you can join our live happy hours, which we are going to. I mean, this is too late anyway, so we are gonna do, I think, a happy hour in Mexico. So
And also shout out to I can't remember your name, sir, but the straight guy that came up to me at my table in Toronto this weekend and said, "Hey,
didn't you
I'm
say
one of your
Kevin?
straight."
Was it?
No, Kevin is a gay guy who's been with us 6 months, and it was 6 month anniversary. I just sent him
Oh, okay, okay,
a
okay.
happy birthday. Happy birthday, Kevin. No, this is he can't said I'm one of your straights. There are more of us than you know. So,
Shout out to our
hey guys,
strays.
you're welcome. Stand up for straights.
We'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye, guys.